December 7th, it's ending for Medicare beneficiaries. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, December 7th is rapidly approaching and the doors are closing for about 63 million Medicare beneficiaries. That's what I want to focus on here in the video, so you can get your foot in the door before they slam shut in a matter of just days. So let's get into it and talk about how all of this impacts about 63 million Medicare beneficiaries, most of which are Social Security beneficiaries as well. So let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing all the necessary research, and breaking it all down right here in these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on and how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything out there right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of, including money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, stimulus, or anything else like that. Of course, I want to bring it to your attention right away. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll be here for you every single day to help you out in any way that I can. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, I'm sticking to it. All right, let's get into it and talk about December 7th and what this means for tens of millions of Social Security and, of course, Medicare beneficiaries and what you all need to know. All right, so here's what it comes down to. Like I said earlier, the doors are closing rapidly, and I want to make sure that you get in on this because a lot of times when deadlines come up like this, a lot of times it's pretty easy to forget about them, and all of a sudden you realize, uh-oh, it's in a couple days. I got to do something about this right away, right? Well, that's what I'll bring to your attention now. So here's what it comes down to. Open enrollment for Medicare ends on the end of the day, December 7th, okay? This is very important. So if you are in the market to either enroll in a new plan, change your plan, or drop a plan, you gotta do it by the end of the day, December 7th, because an open enrollment will be ending the end of the day, December 7th, okay? Please take this into consideration. I know there's a lot of you here in the community who do have Medicare benefits, who are covered by Medicare, and sometimes you might be looking into getting some type of Medicare supplement plan. If that's the case, look into it now, because there's a lot of different plans out there right now. There's a lot of different options that you can sort through, and a lot of times all of these plans have different things that they offer, right? Different premiums, different deductibles, different coverages. There's different networks that they all have. There's all kinds of different changes, all kinds of different differences, and again, a lot of these plans do change every single year. Therefore, if you're currently in a plan, if you have not reviewed it yet, I would highly recommend please review your current plan. Make sure that it's still going to offer you the coverages that you need going into 2023. Because if it does not have the coverages you need, or if it does not have the necessary doctors or networks or things like that that you need, you may want to consider changing. So again, if it's working for you and it has everything that you need, by all means, keep it. That's totally fine too. Again, it's going to be different for everybody, but I would highly encourage you, if you have not looked at your Medicare supplement plan, or if you are looking into getting one, make sure to get on that before the end of the day, December 7th. So there's a lot of different options out there. Again, I'm not here to tell you what to do on this. I simply wanted to bring this to your attention because this is very important. And once that closes, the only way you can get into a new plan would be through the special enrollment period. And that's going to be a totally different set of circumstances, okay? So take that into consideration. Very, very important to understand. So the end of the day, December 7th. Now remember, if you are going to be enrolling in a new Medicare supplement plan, remember this much. Your new coverage will not go into effect until January 1st, 2023, okay? So please remember that. I know a lot of times when we sign up for something, or when something is announced or something like that, a deadline passes, sometimes we might think, okay, it's going to go into effect right away. No, not in this case, okay? So please be very careful about that. If you do sign up for a new plan, just remember, don't go running out to the doctor right away and, think that it's going to be covered with your new plan, because it's not going to be, not until after the first of the year, okay? So you'll have to wait a couple weeks. But again, at the same time, I'm not saying you shouldn't go to your doctor. I'm not saying that at all. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm not your medical professional. I can't tell you what to do there. All I'm simply saying is that if you're looking for the coverage to be done with your new plan, make sure, that goes into effect as of the new year, okay? So please take that into consideration. But once that end of the day closes, once we wake up in the morning of December 8th, guess what? open enrollment has closed, right? So it opens up on October 15th and closes on December 7th. So it gives us about a month and 3 weeks or so is what it really comes down to. So just shy of 2 full months is what it gives us for open enrollment for Medicare, your supplement plans and things like that, to either enroll in a new plan, change your plan, and or drop a plan, okay? So remember all this stuff. Very, very important. And like I said, this reaches about 63 million people across the entire United States. Very important to understand, okay? So I'd highly recommend you to do some research. And again, do some research. The best thing to do would honestly be to call them. When I was searching around for different plans, that's exactly what I did. I made a bunch of phone calls, and to be honest with you, it's a very long process. Those phone calls are usually very long because they're like, hey, we got 3 different plans here. We've got a bronze, we've got a silver, and we've got a gold. Or you know what I mean? They've got all these different tiers of different plans, and all of these are going to have different things you want to take into consideration, like what's the monthly premium going to be, right? That's a very important consideration you want to look at, because sometimes these premiums can be very high and sometimes the premiums can be very, very low, only a few dollars a month. Well, $20, $30, $50 a month, something like that. They can be very reasonable at times as well. You also probably want to look into what are your deductibles going to be? What kind of coverage are they going to have? Is it going to cover the necessary things that you need, right? What are the deductibles for like copays and things like that? As far as copays, you probably want to look into that as well, because sometimes copays are different if you go to a primary care physician versus a specialist. A lot of times the copays are very different for that as well. Again, all of this is going to vary depending on which plan you're looking at, who the carriers are, and then again, which plan you actually decide to go with. Like I said, a lot of these different carriers out there have all these different tiers of plans, right? We got the premium, we've got the standard, we've got the ultra premium, we've got the deluxe, we've got the platinum plus. You know what I mean? They've got all these different plans, and you got to figure out which one is best for you and your situation. And then, of course, if you're married or something like that, or if you're going to have a spouse or maybe dependents or something like that on your plan, again, there's a lot of different factors here that you got to look into, okay? So please take all this into consideration. The best thing I would say is maybe look around a little bit online, kind of narrow down a few different plans that you want to learn more about. And the best thing I would say is honestly, call them. Talk to a representative, and then you can have all the questions that you have answered and everything like that. That's what I prefer to do. Honestly, I know it's a very long time commitment to make those phone calls, but that's what I do, because I always have a lot of questions, right? I always want to know all the questions. Half the time they're like, seriously, are you still asking me questions right now? And I'm like, yeah, I have a lot more questions. I still want to know more, right? So I always like to jump on the phone, even though it takes like an hour to go through all the details. But at the end of the day, I want to know what I'm buying, right? I want to know what kind of coverages I'm having. Is it perfect for me? Is it the coverages that I need? So take that into consideration as well. Anyway, you also want to make maybe look into the considerations as well. Does it have some kind of pharmacy coverages? Some plans do, some plans don't. So look at that as well. There's a lot of different things to look at. Anyway, hope this one brings it to your attention. Remember, it's not that long from now, December 7th, coming here in a matter of days. Take that into consideration. If you're looking for a new plan, you want to change your plan, or any of the details like that, remember, the end of the day, December 7th, it's all over. That's it for open enrollment on Medicare for Medicare beneficiaries, okay? So, hope this one helps you out. Please, again, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. And always leave your comments, questions, and your feedback down below. I'll do my best to answer them, or come back in dedicated videos to help you out in any way that I can. I want to be here for you, and that's my dedication. So again, enjoy your day. Until next time, have a good one, and I'll catch you again later in the next